Hi, Mick. Good to see you as always. Why do you think this round of strikes will be more impactful than the others we've seen for the past year?
Well, the strikes were part of a campaign that's been ongoing for over a year now. They'll have the effects. Our members are out in heavy numbers, picketing and taking part in the action from the southwest of England up to Scotland, and it will have the effects that the companies have brought on themselves, really, because we haven't got a settlement. The government won't allow a settlement to be developed through negotiation. So we're hoping we can get some talks going soon and bring a conclusion to the dispute. But you know, that needs two parties to come to the table in a spirit of goodwill. We're ready to do that, and hopefully they will be too.
Yeah, but I'm told there are plenty of trains running today. Is that the case?
I don't know exactly. I mean, there's a rail replacement bus just behind me on this picket line, so there's plenty of impact on the railways. I know that many services are cancelled. We don't revel in that. We don't want people to be disrupted. We'd much rather get back to work and get an agreement on the issues in the dispute.
And what do you say to your members who are weary of striking and have gone back to work because they just have had enough?
Well, my members are committed to the dispute. 20,000 of them are out today. They voted in heavy numbers to continue the campaign until we get a settlement, and they're very committed to that. The public has shown us massive support this week in our campaign to keep stations staffed and ticket offices open. We've had a massive response. 100,000 people have submitted consultation responses. So our dispute is resonating not just with RMT members, but with the public and people who want to preserve accessibility and assistance for people on stations. And that's a vitally important issue going forward, because people want a railway that's got a human touch, that's friendly, secure and safe for them to travel in. So this is a vital part of the dispute, and it's a vital phase in us preserving our public services in some ways.
Where are we with negotiations?
Well, we haven't got any. We haven't had any contact from the companies or from the government for a couple of months, 3 or 4 months now. That's unfortunate. They seem to be locked in to their position. We think there are solutions available. They want to get some changes in the way that the railway is established. We can discuss those with them, but we need an agreement, not imposition on top of us. Last week they issued us with notification of 2,300 redundancies just in station staff, and there's more to come of that amongst catering staff, fleet engineering, onboard crew. So there's a vicious campaign of cuts going on, and we need to get an agreement so that we can preserve our railways, and it's a way that people expect it to be run, and so that our members have got job security, and we would like a pay rise and decent conditions going forward. We think we can resolve some of those for a bit of goodwill and some negotiations. So it's up to them to get back to us, to invite us into the room. So
just to clarify for our viewers, I think I'm right in saying, Mick, that you've done a deal with Eurostar, you've done a deal with ScotRail. Why can't this dispute be settled as well?
Well, we've done deals all over. We've done deals in private sector companies, railway engineering companies, bus companies, and many of the train operators are not under the stamp of the Department for Transport, which is the Tory government. This dispute is only about those train operators that are contracted to the Department for Transport and therefore to the Conservative government. So in Wales and Scotland and in the private sector of the railway, we have got agreements. We've got good agreements that have preserved jobs, give us our people decent pay, and of course have not had to have industrial action. Where we've got the Conservative government, they have managed to wind up barristers, hospital consultants, doctors, nurses, teachers, all sorts of people, because they want to make them poorer, essentially. Inflation is still very high, and any pay deals are way below, often half the rate of inflation, if that. And of course, our members have not had a pay deal for 4 years, so we're really struggling on the cost of living crisis, and we want to get that resolved and get our people a decent wage and get a settlement to all the issues.
I know that you've recently criticised, I think I'm right in saying, Keir Starmer saying that the Labour leader needs to show he's on the side of the working people. What do you want him to do as far as your members are concerned?
Well, it's not just our members. We'd like him to show that he supports the trade unions, that he supports working people who are struggling, and we think some of the stuff that we're hearing is a dilution of traditional Labour positions and even the positions that he himself adopted when he was elected as leader. So the stuff about the two-child cap is not really good enough. That's taking the side of the Conservatives. It's taking the side of austerity. Now, I'm not going to tell Keir Starmer what to do, but he's got to show that he is a progressive Labour politician, and if he wants to win working class votes and wants the support of the trade unions, then he might want to start saying things that we can agree with. I'm hoping that we'll get a new deal for workers, we'll get the repeal of many of these anti-trade union laws that restricts our rights and our freedoms, and that he shows that in terms of funding public services like education, health, care for our elders, and addressing the housing crisis that we've got in this country, that he can do something positive in favour of working people. If he does that, then more people will support him. If he doesn't do that, some people might conclude, well, they may as well have the Tories because there's not much difference between them. I don't think that's true. I think it's in our interest to get rid of this government. But he's got to show some distinction and some distinguishing policies that set him out as different and as a radical person that's pushing for change.